So with as much irrigation as I have in the ground, there seems to be, you know, little things here and there that I have to fix. And this line right here, I'll show you where it ends up, but it has been a consistent problem for the last couple of years because I think it just got pulled through some rocky area when the actual line got put in. And so I've had some pinhole leaks in it. It's been fixed a couple times, but we just finished our landscaping and I noticed a big puddle in one of the areas, and so I knew it was leaking again, which I figured out it definitely was. So I'm just going to get rid of this thing. I really don't need it, and that's what I'm working on today. But I don't have the proper tools to cut this, so that's something I need to get in the future. But we'll see what I have here that will work. So I got this little cap right here. Try to make this work. Alright, so then I have a shut-off valve way down in here on the main line. So I'm going to turn that back on and hope that we got everything right here. Go run a zone and see if it leaks. Well, I spoke too soon on that working because the pressure in the line just completely took this plug and pushed it out of there. So this right here is the area that I could see that it was wet. Obviously you can still see it's soaked from when that ran yesterday and everything got flooded over here. But that little box right back there is just a quick connect and I don't really use it, so I just decided that's why I was going to cut this thing out of here way back towards the front, just to make sure that any water that might still be in this line, it goes underneath this path and out through there, just to make sure if there are any more holes in that line that it wasn't going to be active anymore. Alright, well, if you've seen any of my videos where I'm using my well, you'll know that I have really high pressure, so definitely not an expert in all things irrigation. So I called my irrigation guy and he said, yeah, that's the right plug, but it is going to need some clamps. And of course, the only thing that I don't have right now are clamps, so I'm gonna have to make a quick run to the store to get that, and then hopefully get that put back on there, clamp it in, and cross our fingers that that's gonna fix it. Until I get that done, I don't have any irrigation out here, and once I get back, I want to show you a couple things going on in the front yard. It's holding on pretty well considering our extreme weather temperatures that we're having right now. So I'd like to see where we're at on soil temp. I'd also like to test a couple of spots that are looking a little dry just to see how the soil is doing, because if you remember last year I had a lot of issues with this thing getting just rock hard as far as the soil goes, and so far I think that all that work I did last fall has fixed that issue. But there's definitely going to be some things that I'm going to do renovation wise this fall to make sure to keep up with all the processes and that it doesn't happen again. So we'll take a look at that here in a bit. Okay, let's try this again. This is the part before where it would have exploded. And it looks like it's holding. So I'm gonna leave that hole open probably just for the next couple days, just to make sure I can monitor, and in case anything happens I don't have to dig it back up. But I think, crossing my fingers, that should hold now, and hopefully that fixes our problem of the leak over in that other area as well. Alright, so I have a dry spot right here. So I have my thermometer out. Right now it's showing the ambient temperature being right around 94. So let's put this in here. First, let's just test. Let's test right by the surface and see what it is. So that settled out at 95.4. So it's probably about an inch into the ground. So let's go about 4 inches. Not much different. That settled at 91.9. So I just want to take my soil probe and see how much dryness I really have right here. So there's a little bit of moisture down here, but I don't know if you can see this. It's pretty cool. We have roots coming out the bottom of this plug. It's probably about a 6-inch plug and still got roots coming out the bottom. So, you know, whenever someone tells you that short grass is not going to have any roots to it, you can look at this right here. I'm mowing this at right around 3/4 of an inch. Got roots coming out here, and that's actually down into clay right about there too. So not really great soil, but the thing that I'm happy about and I'm not seeing right now that I was seeing last year, which was a major issue, was thatch. And I have basically 0 thatch on here right now. So very happy with that. There is some moisture down in this section, but up towards the top it's getting pretty dry, which means definitely why I'm seeing this dry spot, and that I'm gonna have to water tomorrow morning to make sure things don't get too crusty. And also right here I've got some sort of spot. I don't know if it's a fungus issue from before, if it's a dry spot, so I'm just gonna take a probe here too. No, definitely does not feel like a dry spot. It's actually pretty wet right there, so maybe in the past it was too wet and I had some sort of fungus, but that's interesting that the soil is much more clay-like right there. Probably just some sort of damage that occurred right there. Little tug on it to make sure that there's not an insect that's eating this. If it was, most likely the grass would just come right out of there, as it would have no roots left, but it's all intact. So probably some fungus damage at some point that occurred. Then this is one other hot spot. I had a dead spot here, which I will fix this fall, but this is kind of a drier area. I mean, I still got roots on there. That's more like 8 inches. Yeah, it's got good moisture down towards the bottom, so it's just drying out on that top couple inches because we've just been so hot. The sun just bakes down on here during all of the daytime, so the soil that I have tends to dry out pretty quickly. But again, basically 0 thatch on there, so happy about that. Just remember that the cool season grass ideal soil temperature is between 50 and 65. That's what it loves the most. And so considering that we are at about 91 degrees 4 inches into the ground, not ideal conditions for cool season grass. Just out of curiosity here in the container, I wanted to see what it's actually sitting at in here, and I also brought this. So let's see what the wall is showing. So this would be the sun side. (131 degrees). Alright, I'll let that settle out for a bit. Looks like about 112 degrees in here. So this is another spot right here that I got some issues. This is tall fescue. This is mostly ryegrass, but this is a little ditch that runs through here. And I came down here with my probe today because I was betting what happened when everything got saturated is this soil got hard as a rock and it's not taking in water like it should. So I'm gonna figure that out now, but oh yeah, hard as a rock. I can only go maybe about 3/4 of an inch into the ground, but it's just drier than dry. Test right here. Still fairly dry, but you can see I'm able to get like a 4-inch plug out of that, and I have not watered this. This area has been watered, but again, sprinkler coverage is not perfect right here because it does not have sprinklers coming this way. It's just come this direction over here. So I should really turn that on and see if I can tighten that up a little bit or what's going on. So that's why you check sprinklers. That's exactly why you check sprinklers. I have no idea why that was adjusted the way that it was, but I'm willing to bet that at some point there was a wet spot there and I decided to make sure that the irrigation wasn't hitting that anymore, but then I didn't change it back. Been noticing this dry spot just yesterday and today, so good thing that I checked on that. So last week and this week with the heat, I've been watching a couple localized dry spots here on the green. Very, very typical if you have a soil that dries out and gets really crusty, or this already has a lot of sand put on the top, so it's got a good sand cap. Sometimes that gets dried out and you'll get these spots that, especially late in the afternoon, if you've got sunglasses on, polarized sunglasses, you can see those dry spots really easily. Been coming out here with a bucket and my lawn supply soaker and hitting those spots. You don't need a whole lot of it, but just making sure that it's actually soaking the water down and then doing the watering in the morning, which compared to what it looked like last week with dry spots every day, major win there. I just put a little water on a couple of the spots we were having issues with, soaked right down in there now. So I think we're good as far as that, but I have to keep watching it and watching my moisture levels and just making sure that things keep going well. But bent grass green, it's doing fantastic right now. So cross our fingers that we keep that up for the rest of the summer. Just had to do it, I'm so hot. So it looks like, I mean, that thing ran for hours and hours and hours last night, but do have a little bit of water seeping out of that thing. So I might still have just a little bit of adjustment to do on that, but at least I was able to run everything, because once I cut that pipe, there was no way to use my irrigation up here until that got at least somewhat fixed. So I got that done, but now I just have to finalize it and make sure it's good to go for the future. So I have made a decision on this big 30,000-ish square foot area out here that's the fairway for the golf green, where I have tee boxes set up. They're not here right now because this year I have not had any good grass out here, and I was waiting on a decision on this, but I have decided I am going to renovate it, and I'm about 2 weeks behind what I would like to be as far as starting to spray it. But luckily here, there's not a whole lot of stuff that looks too difficult to get rid of. That is going to be a project today. It's not windy, so I'm going to spray this, and then I have another plot down by the green from last season that used to be bent grass that I didn't take care of and do anything with, so it's pretty much just weeds now. So that one's going to get renovated, and then it's on the docket as well to put irrigation out in this section, which I don't have any of, and that should make the seeding way easier. So that'll be coming up in the future as well. But for now, try to get this done as soon as possible because it's blazing hot already again today. If you're planning any renovations for the fall, it may seem early, but actually it's not early at all to get started on this, because you want at least a couple weeks. Make sure you didn't miss any spots or anything that did not get removed, and we'll have a little time to spray that again. And so actually around the beginning of July is when I like to start around my area, just because personally, if I have any bluegrass in the mix, which I'm likely going to have out into this, then I want that seeded as early as possible just because of how slow it is. So typically, if we hit any spell in about mid-August where things start to cool down, that's when I will get the bluegrass down. Especially if you have irrigation, then it makes things a lot easier. So just keep those things in mind. If you're planning a renovation, it's actually time to get started on it right now. I hope that you're staying cool where you are, and also some smoke that's going on in some various areas. Stay safe out there. Thank you so much for watching today. We'll see you next time.